Okay, so if you've ever felt just a little bit overwhelmed by spiritual practices, like you're not quite doing it right, then this is definitely for you. We're going to look at a much simpler, way more personal way to connect with crystals, and it's all inspired by the really gentle work of an author named Keith Birch. And this quote, it really gets to the heart of the whole thing. He says his relationship with crystals didn't start with curiosity or books. It started during a profound breakdown. Right away, you know this isn't your typical approach. It wasn't born from study, but from this really deep human need for just steadiness. It totally sets the stage for a philosophy that isn't about finding answers, but about finding a quiet companion. So to really get this, we kind of have to look at his story. His personal journey is literally the foundation for this whole idea of gentleness.
Yeah, so it all started with a really intense personal crisis, a nervous breakdown. And that's when crystals came into his life. But here's the key. They weren't tools. They were just quiet companions. There were no rules, no expectations, nothing. Just a feeling of steadiness. Now, later on, he did do the formal study. He even taught at a high level. But he started to realize something. The most powerful moments, both for him and his students, were the really quiet, simple ones. Just those little pauses. And that's what led him to champion this much simpler, much more accessible path for everyone.
And this brings us to something I think a lot of us can relate to. That feeling you get when you pick up a crystal for the first time. There's this subtle pressure, right? This little bit of anxiety about, am I getting this right?
Sound familiar? Your brain just immediately jumps to these questions. What is this for? How am I supposed to use it? What am I supposed to feel? It's like we feel this need to perform, to get some kind of result out of it. And this really shows the huge shift in thinking. On one side, you've got all those usual questions, all that pressure of doing something, of trying to get it right. But on the other side, it's a totally different way. It's about presence, companionship, and zero expectation. It's a move from performance to just presence, from expecting something to just having a companion. It's really an invitation to just let all that pressure go. So yeah, that's the whole game changer right there. That shift in perspective. The core idea is to stop seeing crystals as these tools that you have to do something with, and to start seeing them as companions that you can just be with.
So what does companionship even mean here? Well, it's actually beautifully simple. It's not about some big mystical interaction. It's the difference between a tool you have to work with and something you can just sit beside. It asks for absolutely nothing in return.
And I know this whole idea of presence can sound kind of vague, right? But it's actually super tangible. The whole practice is just holding it. Seriously, just notice its weight in your hand. Notice its texture. Is it smooth or rough? Notice its temperature. That's it. That is literally the entire technique. No chanting, no complex rituals, just that. Okay, now we need to talk about the big one. The question that I'm sure is on your mind, the one that causes the most doubt. What happens when you try this and you feel absolutely nothing? I mean, seriously, you're sitting there, you're holding the crystal, and crickets. No flashes of insight, no big waves of calm, no major emotional shifts, just nothing. So, does that mean you failed? Are you doing it wrong? Well, listen to this, because the answer gets to the absolute heart of this whole philosophy. When nothing happens, you're not doing it wrong. You are being offered rest. How amazing is that? It's a total reframe. Feeling nothing isn't a failure, it's an offering. It's a gift. A gift of what, you ask? What kind of rest? It's a rest from all that constant mental effort. A rest from seeking, from trying to find some big meaning. A rest from analyzing every little feeling. And most of all, a rest from the heavy weight of expectation. In a way, the nothing is the whole point. It's permission to finally just stop trying so hard. And that really brings us to the final, beautiful takeaway here, which isn't so much a rule as it is an invitation. It's permission. Permission to let this whole thing be just radically simple. You don't need to understand all the names or the properties. There's no test you have to pass. And there's no goal you have to reach, no outcome you need to measure. You don't have to achieve anything at all. The pressure is just gone. So what's left when all that is gone? Just this, a simple, quiet invitation to be present. Present with a companion, and maybe, just maybe, a little more present with yourself too. So,
I want to leave you with this question. In a world that is always, always demanding that we do more, feel more, and understand more, what could you possibly discover, not by adding another task to your list, but just in the simple, quiet act of pausing?